Welcome to today's Clash of Clans video, guys. We are going to be showing you attacks from our arranged war versus Axe You Something. We're going to hone in on the Hog Rider attacks for you today, obviously give you some tips and tricks in order to try and help you guys get the 3-star. All of these attacks are going to be at Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 11, and at the end of the video you will see my second attack. So yesterday you seen my first attack, which was the Drag Bat 3-star. Today we're going to show you my second from this war, but like I said, it is going to hone in on Hog Riders, so that is the strategy I will be using. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, here we go, starting off with Town Hall 11. First of all, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans content, daily videos and live streams as much as we can. Be sure to hit the notification bell so that you get notified when any of my content goes live. So starting out here, we have Reaper using the Queen Charge. You can see within the army composition at the bottom we have the Wall Wrecker, and we're basically setting up a funnel right now using the baby dragon. So you can see how this funnel is getting set on the left hand side, so that clearly we want the queen to come up towards the right. Reaper does a fantastic job of that, and if you can see the Wall Wrecker, the town hall is down at the bottom of the base here, meaning I was just about to show you, we're going to come from this angle because we have the king over on the right hand side creating the funnel here. So that basically means that we've taken out a bit of value with the queen at the north of the base, but then redirected her in, and the queen not only took out value, she obviously worked the funnel at that side of the base as well. Now in the center of the base, Reaper gets fantastic value here, taking out the enemy queen and CC all in one shot alongside the eagle you might have seen there as well. Now the Hog Riders are straight in. At this point, in the middle of the base, you can see we still have the queen with the ability. That is the only thing that the attacker could do in order to alter the outcome of the raid. So really, them troops in the middle, no matter how long you sit and stare at them, you can't affect it other than pressing the queen's ability. Hence why the Hog Riders then came in. The concentration on this attacker shifted to the Hog Riders, and that is something you need to get into the habit of as well, because momentum is a fantastic thing within the game, but it has to be planned momentum. So once that funnel was set, once the heroes and the kill squad were in the center of the base, and we knew the Hog Riders would move around the base, we could then go ahead and get them in. And by doing that, what you can see has happened, we've protected the queen here as well. So she's actually going to be what helps us get the 3 stars in this raid. The hogs die out, so the queen and protecting her is what saved this raid, and I thought it was a nice one to start off with. Massive shout out to Reaper on getting the 3 here, but you might have heard me in recent videos talking about the importance of trying to save your kill squad, and that was a perfect example of saving the kill squad, and that basically is how we got the 3 stars. Right, moving on down to Town Hall 10. If you are enjoying this video, be sure to leave a like. That helps out the video so much, guys. But let's get into this one. Looking at the army composition, we can see again that we have a Wall Wrecker. So we're going to be pushing in from an area that gives us value. Obviously the town hall is at this side of the base, so the best value is clearly coming from the other side, and that's what you can see Ragnar is doing right now. We have the golem with a couple of wizards creating the funnel down to the south. The king actually did that role of the golem up at the top here, and now we have this big bulk of troops coming straight into the base. There's nowhere else for them to go. The Wall Wrecker is going to get that wall compartment open, and in they come. We actually have these defenses which draw them in. It's not just about clearing out these outside trash buildings, it's making sure you have buildings here to draw your troops in. That's exactly what happens. The Wall Wrecker is still going. We get the enemy queen down, we get the CC down, and we're taking out a lot of splash damage here as well. Now, as part of your Hog Rider attacks, that is going to help. If you can get the splash damage out, clearly that's going to help your Hog Riders. But if we quickly pause here for a second, look at this thin strip of defenses that are left. Now look at the size or the diameter of the heal spell. It's going to cover that entire slot, and that is actually perfect. That's what you want to try and aim for, and if you cannot do that, you then need to try and surgically deploy your Hog Riders a little bit better so that them heals can be more effectively used. As we come down to it, we did put the heal in front of the wizard tower, meaning that we protected the hogs through to this far Tesla, and good job we did, because as you can see, a giant bomb goes off which helps the Hog Riders through, and that is very much what is going to help with cleanup. We do have wizards at the top and at the bottom here, just kind of pinching in from either side. I always mention that, but it's so important, making sure you are spread around the base with your cleanup. It's more if there are buildings in the center of the base that you have to be a little bit more careful for, but again, that's where protecting your kill squad can be very, very beneficial. Let's move back up to Town Hall 11. We will then come down to Town Hall 10, and then we will move to my live attack. So we have Kev getting it done here with the second attack. Now you can see that this is the one we showed you at the start of the video, and he just uses the Electro Dragon here in order to take out some of the buildings at the top, and he's going to get a little bit of value here as well. Now this was a no dip war, which basically means you want to get the 2-star as well, because essentially you can't then dip. You're going to have to get the 3-star with your own Town Hall levels, so securing the 2-star is just a good thing to do. And the Electro Dragon, since there's not a lot of things shooting onto it at the top, gets pretty good value here. As you can see, there's one archer tower shooting at it, and that is about it. So it can clear out some of the trash defenses up there, and obviously for Hog Riders, that's going to be important. The cannons can indeed hurt them. So we didn't really focus in on the kill squad, but basically we had a couple of golems, set the funnel, everything's coming in here. That's exactly what you've seen in them first few attacks. And again, look at what we're taking out. CC is down, Queen is down, Kev doing a fantastic job, and I like this jump spell as well, because it just provides him access right into the heart of the base here, where we can get this multi-inferno and also then bounce across to some of the other buildings. So the single target inferno is over on the left hand side. Basically, we don't want our heroes coming back across to this, so the Hog Riders are very smartly brought in from that area. Now we have a lot of them. Yes, we have 3 wizard towers left up, but we got a lot of hogs, and we've got a lot of heal spells as well. So we used 2 early on. There was a Tesla farm there was a lot of damage, and there were giant bombs in that area. So it's important that, yes, whilst you've got a lot of Hog Riders, you do protect them. I always mention that you want to use your heal spells wisely, but part of that is using it on a wide number of hogs. At the top there you did see the wizard tower, the cannon and archer tower, and that's where that final heal was used. Just a couple of Hog Riders left, but that's more than enough here for Kev to circle around the base and get it done. Does get fortunate that some Hog Riders split one way, others split the other, but either way, the Queen went over there and helped to get it done. Beautiful job by Kev, getting the 3 stars. Now, if you are interested in joining us here at Toxic Rabbits, you can join my Discord server. That's linked down in the description of this video. Basically, you can join there even if you're not interested in joining Toxic Rabbits. We have a little bit of a community there that basically we like to help each other out. You can chat with me, get the latest updates, but basically if you want to join, all of the information is in there. Final attack before we get on to demonstrating to you my second attack. Now, I'm going to show you it, guys. It was unfortunate, but let's get into this one. If we just pause before we come in, look at the value that Raj is going to get here. So he does come in heavy with the golems. Look, he's got 1 here and 1 here. That is going to create the funnel at either side to allow his troops straight in from this eastern side. Obviously you can't see the town hall, it's right over there at the other side of the base, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wizard towers, multi-inferno, CC. We're going to get across to the king and the queen. That's basically everything for the Hog Riders. We're only going to be left with a couple of bomb towers that can do major damage. After that, that's it. And for the Hog Riders, honestly, we get all the way into the middle, we take out all that splash, we take out the CC, we take out the heroes. This base is done. We don't have to worry about it. It is all about identifying bases that can work well on your strategy. It is, you know, if you've got a set base that you need to attack, then yes, you need to work a strategy for that base. But let's say, for example, you are a pro Hog Rider attacker. Look for the bases that can give you that value. You don't always have to attack, you know, a set base. You might have to, but basically go down the wall and look for what you can get. So as you can see, we get across to the expos. The queen is actually going to step up and help to take them out, but essentially this whole area is gone, and by deploying the Hog Riders at 6 o'clock, you know exactly where they're going to go. And again, look at the thin strip around here. A heal spell basically encompasses all of the Hog Riders. Now you can see this one Tesla. We do mention about surgical hogs, I mentioned that earlier. We do try and take this out, but it's not enough. And basically this is what will happen. Notice how now we have a pack of hogs here, we have a pack of hogs here. Now it's not the end of the world, because there's only one Tesla, they merge back together. But for a couple of seconds they weren't quite as efficient, and you couldn't heal all of them effectively. Now let's say there was more than this Tesla on the outside here. This pack of hogs that went out to the Tesla would have been split for even longer than our main pack of hogs. And the more defenses you have like that, the more opportunity you have of the Hog Riders just splitting up and splitting up. So if you can't narrow the base necessarily with your kill squad, or should I say the worse you can narrow it off, the less of a kill squad you take, then the more surgical you're going to have to be. Right, getting down to it then, let's show you. Massive shout out again to Ask You Something. I know I brought you a video from this war yesterday, but yeah, they're a brilliant clan. You see them in the competitive scene all of the time. Massive respect for any clan like that. What was the plan for this base? Let's explain it, because it goes horribly, I say it goes horribly wrong. I get the 73% 2-star, which, given that I missed taking out the queen, that I missed taking out the clan castle, it just shows you how the plan would have wrecked the base. So when I looked at this, what I thought is, essentially I can get a queen charge into this area at the bottom, take out 3 wizard towers, get the inferno, get the queen, get the CC, and hog the rest of the base. So how exactly do I do that? I'm basically going to send a couple of wizards in, one to this elixir collector, one to this gold mine. That means no matter where I put the queen, and I plan to put her here so that she kind of takes out this, no matter what happens now, she's walking south and I don't have to worry. However, look at the healers. They go across to the wizard. Now, although that might not seem a great thing right away, it might not seem like a big issue, look at where they are. They're massively out of position here. They actually get one hit by this air defense, but they're not over next to this healer where they should be. So as we come down, I actually knew these Teslas were here, by the way. All of these healers are going to become vulnerable, and the queen is therefore doomed. So look, healers are going down. Queen's doomed at this point. Them healers should be over here out of range. I shouldn't be getting hit. So I have to pop the queen's ability early. I then miss out on the enemy queen and she goes down, all because the healers went across to the wizard. Now again, I'm not saying that's AI, that's my fault. I put the wizard in, the queen wasn't taking damage, and basically the healers went across. It was just an oversight. Essentially, once the queen got to the town hall, I was then going to use the slammer into here to basically distract the single. Now at this point, obviously the queen would be coming in, taking out the enemy queen, or she'd already be down, and we'd be pressing in. I had planned to just bring a couple of wizards to here to draw the queen into the base, take out the CC, all of that would have been down, put my king at the top for a king swap, and hog all of this base. Now considering the queen is still alive, I've already had to waste hogs down there. My own queen isn't into the base, shooting across to here. and there's a dragon still up, I get phenomenal value. So that wizard was clutch. Managed to get the town hall again. It was a no dip, so we needed to at least make sure we got the 2-star before moving up to the 3 for a second person to attack it. So at this point I swap the king for king. He's going to get some of the buildings and press the hogs in. I do use the heal spells early, given that there's a dragon raining down on the hogs, but at this point there's nothing I can do. The plan was solid, I think. I believe if the healers didn't come across to the wizard, the queen would have stayed alive here. I wouldn't have even had to use her ability. She'd have walked down here, got the enemy queen, walked in here, and she'd have been wrecking stuff here as well. Meanwhile, these would have been gone. The Hog Riders would have come through, and there's no way I wouldn't have 3-starred the base. However, that is what happens. Give me feedback for my attack down below. That wraps it up for this one though, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, the button is right next to me. But until next time, peace out.